how can you both stay lean all summer long and still have fun? You might think that sounds like an impossible task, but I'm here to tell you today that it's not. If you can do the things that I discussed today with your exercise and eating routine, and with this huge mindset shift, I promise it's going to be much easier than you actually think. Before we dive in, if you're listening on the Apple Podcast app or on Spotify, make sure you hit the follow button. And if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hit like and subscribe right now. You guys, we are heading into summer. A lot of you guys, you have kids and you just got off of school, or you're really close to being done with school and you're heading into summer, and it's super important to have the mindset and the belief that you can stay healthy and fit. You can eat healthy. You can exercise even amidst the chaos of summer. Even when you're traveling and kids have summer camps and when there's not as much of a routine, you can stay lean all summer long and still have fun. It is possible. So there's going to be a few things that we talk about today. There's going to be a few mindset shifts that I talk about that are important to make. And then there's some really good practical tips from an alcohol standpoint, from a vacation standpoint, that I want to help you navigate through as we go throughout the summer, so that you can stay lean and you can stay strong and you can stay healthy, so that when you go to the lake or when you go to the beach and you put on that bathing suit, you can actually feel good, you can feel comfortable, and you can feel confident, because that's what I want for you. A lot of you guys have done such a great job throughout these first 5-6 months of 2024 of dialing in your fitness and nutrition routines, and you don't want to throw it all away right now. You want to be able to maintain. Like, a lot of you guys aren't looking for huge progress over the summer. You're not necessarily looking to lose a bunch of weight or become so much more fit or so much stronger or so much faster, but you want to be able to maintain the results amidst the chaos of summer. The first thing that I want to say that's really important is actually a piece of marriage advice that we recently got. And that was, when you first get married, it's like wet concrete. And what they meant by that, the person who provided me and Kennedy this advice, is when you first get married, you have the ability to form new habits together. And you can either form bad habits or you can form good habits. And whatever habits you form are likely to stick. And so you have wet concrete that you can mold in a particular manner. And if it's bad habits, then that might likely stick, and it's going to be hard to break out of those. But if you have good habits right away, then those will get molded into the concrete, and those will last and be more likely to stick. And so when you're going into summer and your routine's changing, your schedule's changing, it's like wet concrete. Can you form good habits right away? And then that will be easier to maintain as you go throughout the summer. So that's the first thing that I wanted to identify and point out to you guys as we go into this episode. The next few things I want to point out are mindset shifts. First of which is this mindset that when you're going throughout the summer, don't try to be perfect. Don't have the mindset of, I have to either be all in or all out. I either have to not drink at all, or I'm going balls to the wall with alcohol. I'm either really perfect with my exercise routine, or screw it, I'm not doing anything. Or I'm either meal prepping every single meal for the week, or I'm not doing anything at all. I love to use the phrase with my clients, make it not as bad as it could be. If you're going out or if you're going to a pool party, let's say, and you would normally have 5 drinks, can you have 3? If you would normally have 3 hamburgers, can you have 2? Or if you would normally have hamburgers and fries, can you have a burger with no bun and a salad on the side? Like, it doesn't have to be perfect, but can you make it not as bad as it could be? And there's so many instances where, if you're just aware of that philosophy and that mindset, that you can make a choice that is not as bad as it could be, that is healthier than normal. So keep that in mind, not as bad as it could be. The second mindset shift is to remember why it's important to you. I think oftentimes we can get caught up in the moment. We can get caught up in the present thinking. We can get caught up in instant gratification when it comes to the summer, because all our friends are having fun and we think, man, we need to live life to the fullest and we need to enjoy every moment. And like, I understand we do need to live life to the fullest and we do need to enjoy every moment. But that doesn't always mean like, yeah, let's just have as many drinks as possible. Let's just eat all the French fries because who cares? We have to YOLO. You only live once. Like, no. Like, you guys who are listening to this are adults. You're mature. And mature people don't just think about the current version of themselves. They also think about the future version of themselves. Now, of course, there's going to be times where, like, the family's going for ice cream or your friends are going for ice cream. Yeah, have ice cream. Don't don't feel guilty every single time you do something that's quote unhealthy. Like sometimes the healthier thing to do is to not be psychotic about having ice cream. Like sometimes you need to do it, but there also is just a balance, right? Of like caring about the current version of yourself and caring about the future version of yourself. And each and every one of us has to navigate those decisions as we approach them. So remember why it's important to you by not just thinking about the current version of yourself, but also the future version of yourself. And then the third mindset shift is don't be like everyone else. Don't be like everybody else. Like I think being normal would be the biggest tragedy that any of us could say about our lives is if we were just normal, if we were just like everybody else. When you go to an event or something where everybody is doing unhealthy habits, take the high road and take pride in the fact that that's not me. I am choosing to be healthier, and these are the habits that are important to me, and take the high road and don't be like everybody else. Be okay with being different. Being different is good. Don't worry about other people, quote, judging you because you're being healthy. If they're judging you for being healthy, first off, they shouldn't be probably that good of friends with you. Second off, they're really just jealous. And third off, again, just like that's low level thinking. Don't be like everybody else. So those are some mindset shifts. But now what a lot of you guys really want to hear and what's going to be super hopefully valuable for you are some practical tips that I know a lot of you guys are navigating as we go throughout the summer. So the first one is alcohol, because I know, at least for me, that alcohol can be like my exercise can be good. My nutrition can be good. But if I'm drinking too much, like I'm going to feel pudgy. I'm going to feel like I'm holding on to extra body fat that I don't want to be holding on to. And so how can we navigate alcohol in a manner through which we can still have fun if we want to partake in alcohol, but not overdo it to where we're holding on to that extra body fat? First option is non-alcoholic beers. Now, I'm going to confess, I have not actually ever tried any of these non-alcoholic beers. Maybe I navigate that territory at some point this summer because I do have the current goal of having 5 alcoholic drinks or less per week. And so that might be a route that I go down at some point. And I have some clients who are going down that route as well and actually find those non-alcoholic beers taste pretty good and do the trick. So that's one route you can go. But again, it's not like you have to have every single drink that you have has to be non-alcoholic. Maybe it's like certain events you go to, I'm going to have non-alcoholic beers here. Or maybe like I'm going to go to an event and the first beer that I have is going to be non-alcoholic. And then after that, I'll have an alcoholic beer. The second one that it's going to be really actually impactful for me is leveraging sparkling water. Like I love LaCroix now. I love these sparkling waters that I get from Trader Joe's that don't have artificial sweeteners and are 0 calories. And like, it's funny how just something like a sparkling water or like a Topo Chico, obviously the non-alcoholic Topo Chico, can do the trick of like just not being bored without a drink in hand and having a drink in hand and having something that's different than water. And that can really do the trick for a lot of us. And so again, it doesn't have to be no alcohol and always sparkling water. Just you can find a way to implement it into your events that you're going to or attending in a manner where you just drink less alcohol. Another thing you can leverage is having water in between drinks. Another thing that you can leverage is starting drinking later and finishing drinking earlier than you would normally do. If you're going on vacation and you would normally start drinking at 1 p.m. or 2 p.m., can you push it back to 4 p.m.? If you would normally continue drinking all throughout the night and you would not finish till 11, 12, 1 a.m., can you stop finishing drinking at 9 or 10 p.m.? Because that's not only one, going to limit the number of drinks you have, but two, it's going to make you feel a whole lot better the next day, therefore probably making you more productive and maybe more likely to exercise or make better nutrition decisions. So those are some of my alcohol tips, if you will. And again, I'm going to drink this summer. My goal is 5 drinks or less per week, but I'm going to have to figure out ways to navigate this so that I can still have fun and I don't feel too restricted. And these are the things that I'm going to be thinking about as I go throughout the summer. So that's the alcohol side of things. The next one is vacation. And first off, on the exercise side of things with vacation, I think a lot of people don't ever have the mindset of I'm going to do any kind of exercise or I'm going to work out at all on vacation. And I'm not saying you necessarily have to work out on vacation. I luckily always grew up with my parents exercise when we were on vacation. I always did usually at least some push-ups or runs or found a gym and did that on vacation. And so I would recommend that you do something because it's going to make you feel a whole lot better. It's going to keep momentum going because oftentimes if you don't work out on vacation, not necessarily is it going to make that much of a difference in your body composition, but you're going to come back after that. You're going to feel down about yourself. You're going to feel lazy. You're going to feel like you added on body fat, and then you're not as motivated to go to the gym the week after that. And therefore maybe you slide off even more. And so it can be a big momentum keeper if you exercise on vacation. But the thing that I like to tell people when it comes to exercising on vacation is like, it doesn't have to be a perfect workout. It doesn't have to be a killer 45 to 60 minute strength training session or a killer HIIT workout. Like, make it relevant to where you are. If you're at the lake, go water skiing. If you're at the beach, go run or walk on the beach. If you're in the mountains, go hiking. Maybe go on a bike ride. Get your steps in. Do something to stay physically active, because not only is it important for your body composition, but it's important for your mood. It's important for motivation. It's important for your momentum. It'll keep you sane when you're on vacation as well. So again, you don't have to exercise on vacation. And the most important reason for exercising on vacation isn't necessarily from a body composition standpoint. I think it's most important from a mental sanity standpoint and from a momentum standpoint. So keep that in mind as well. And then the third thing I want to say, overall, we talked about alcohol, then we talked about exercise on vacation. Now I want to talk about nutrition on vacation. Again, don't feel like it has to be perfect. That's really the theme of today. Don't feel like it has to be perfect. Make it not as bad as it could be. And what I would really recommend you do on vacation is grocery shopping. I think a lot of people go on vacation and they just eat out every single meal, which isn't necessarily bad. And you can always obviously make better choices when going out, but you're a whole lot less likely to consistently make better choices when going out, and you don't exactly know what's going into your food. You don't know what temperature they're cooking it at. You don't know what the portion size is going to be. You're tempted to make unhealthy side choices and things like that. But my parents and my family, anytime we went on vacation, we always went grocery shopping. That was the first thing that we did usually when we arrived on our trip, is go grocery shopping, so that usually we can at least control breakfast and control what we have for lunch. And then we would usually go out for dinner. And if you can hit 2 out of the 3 meals per day as at least on the healthier side of things, it's going to be so much better than if you eat out for 2 or 3 of the meals. So go grocery shopping when you're on vacation so you can control what you can control, especially probably for breakfast and lunch, and have fun and maybe cook a fun family dinner on vacation as well. I hope today helps you. I hope today provides you some motivation from a mindset standpoint. I hope you've gotten some tips on how you can navigate the summer to stay lean and still have fun, because that's what it's all about. Summer is about a time to have fun and enjoy yourself, but it's not a time to be immature and let all the hard work that you've put in over the last 5 months go to waste. It's a time to enjoy all the hard work you've put in over the last 5-6 months and maintain the results that you've achieved by just making some smarter decisions. It doesn't have to be everything being perfect. Just make it not as bad as it could be. Just do these small things like being smarter with alcohol, exercising on vacation, and grocery shopping on vacation. And I promise, when summer's over, because you know it's going to fly by in the blink of an eye, but when it's over come middle of August and beginning of September, you are going to be so much happier about yourself when you're looking in the mirror when your kids go back to school. So let's make these smart decisions and stay lean all summer and have fun. If you feel like you need more structure and accountability and motivation throughout the summer, then you need to join the 10-week transformation that runs from July 15th to September 20th. Because, while all these great ideas that I threw you might help, it's a lot easier said than done. And so if you need that accountability and you need a group motivation, then the 10-week transformation is perfect for you. You can go to nickcarrier.com/10WT. You can join in Nashville at 5 a.m., 6 a.m., or 10 a.m. You can join from anywhere in the virtual 10-week transformation as well. So again, go to nickcarrier.com/10WT. I'd love for you to join us from July 15th to September 20th. And listen, those of you guys who are still around and listening to the podcast, if you would like to message me or DM me on Instagram, if you want to DM me summer, then maybe there'll just be a little deal for you for this 10-week transformation. DM me summer after listening to this podcast, and there might be a deal for you for the July 15th 10-week transformation. Other than that, I hope the tips here help you stay lean all summer long and still have fun. And I hope they ultimately help you get closer and closer to your best you.